If you have been looking for fresh platformers on Nintendo Switch, this is a really good time to jump in. Lately, I have been bouncing between fast 2D games, stylish Metroidvanias, smart puzzle platformers, and a few 3D standouts, and this list pulls together the ones that keep sticking in my head. Some are all about pure movement, some are built around exploration, and some just feel amazing the second you touch the controls. The big thing all 10 share is that they are easy to recommend right now. These are modern Switch platformers that feel worth your time immediately. So today, I want to run through 10 of the best new platformer games you should absolutely have on your radar. Donkey Kong Country Returns HD is the kind of game that reminds me why clean, confident 2D platforming never gets old. The controls feel sharp, the jumps are reliable, and every stage keeps throwing something new at you before the formula can settle. One minute you are blasting through barrels, the next you are surviving rocket levels or hanging on in minecart chaos. I love that it does not waste time. It gets right to the good stuff and stays there. This 2025 version also makes it very easy to jump in on Switch, which matters for a list like this. If you want a modern platformer that still feels proudly old school, this is one of the easiest must-plays on the system right now. It is tough, varied, and satisfying in that timeless Nintendo way. Prince of Persia. The Lost Crown completely surprised me because it feels like one of those games that understands movement better than most of the genre. From the start, running, sliding, wall jumping, and air dashing all feel smooth enough to make basic travel fun. Then the game starts layering abilities on top, and suddenly every new area becomes a playground. I also love how it balances platforming challenge with real momentum. Tough rooms can push you, but clearing them feels incredible because the controls always back you up. On Switch, it is the kind of action platformer that hooks you into saying one more upgrade, one more shortcut, one more attempt. If you want something modern, stylish, and constantly rewarding to play right now, this is absolutely one of the strongest picks on the whole system today for sure. Animal Well is one of those rare games that gets under your skin without relying on noise or constant spectacle. It pulls me in with mystery, then keeps me there with clever movement, strange items, and secrets hidden inside other secrets. At first it feels simple, almost quiet, but the deeper you go, the more the whole map starts folding back on itself in smart ways. I love platformers that trust me to pay attention, and this one absolutely does. Every tool changes how you read a room, every path teases another discovery, and every breakthrough feels earned. On Switch, it is perfect for getting lost in short sessions or long late-night runs. If you want a newer platforming obsession built around curiosity and discovery, Animal Well is easily one of the freshest must-plays available right now today. Pizza Tower feels like somebody took pure platformer panic, speedrunner energy, and cartoon chaos, then turned all of it into something weirdly precise. The first thing that hit me was the movement. It is fast, slippery, aggressive, and a little out of control in the best way possible. But once you learn how Peppino moves, the whole game opens up and becomes ridiculously satisfying to master. I love how every stage pushes you to improve, chase better routes, and commit to the madness instead of playing it safe. That is why it sticks. It is not just funny or loud, it is brilliantly designed underneath all that noise. On Switch, it instantly stands out as one of the most replayable modern platformers around. If you like mastering levels and shaving seconds, Pizza Tower is a must-play right now today. Penny's Big Breakaway feels like the kind of 3D platformer I miss seeing more often, where movement itself is the whole reason to play. The yo-yo is not just a gimmick, it is the game's identity. Once you start using it to swing, boost, recover, and chain actions together, the levels become all about rhythm and flow. That is what I enjoy most here. It is not trying to copy Mario exactly, and it is not coasting on nostalgia either. It wants you to learn its weird little tricks and then move with confidence. On Switch, that makes it stand out immediately from safer platformers. There is a sense of style in how it plays. If you want a modern 3D platformer built around speed, combo energy, and movement, Penny's Big Breakaway deserves your attention right now. Pepper Grinder is short, but it leaves the kind of impression a lot of longer platformers wish they could. The drill movement is the whole hook, and thankfully, it feels incredible from the start. Burrowing through terrain, launching out with momentum, and keeping that flow alive gives the game a really distinct rhythm. I love platformers that know exactly what their best idea is, then build tight levels around it instead of dragging things out. That is exactly what this does. Every stage feels tuned, every obstacle feels placed with purpose, and the movement never stops being fun. On Switch, it is a great pick when you want something snappy, polished, and memorable without a huge time commitment. If momentum-based platforming is your thing, Pepper Grinder absolutely deserves a spot on your must-play list right now for everyone. Bowpath of the Teal Lotus is one of those games I kept hearing good things about, and once I saw how it handles movement, I understood the praise immediately. The pogo-style traversal gives everything a sharp, skill-based feel, because you are constantly bouncing, adjusting, and staying locked in. It is the kind of platformer that asks for focus, but it also makes improvement feel obvious and satisfying. I always appreciate when challenge-forward design still feels elegant, and this one really does. It looks stylish, the movement has personality, and the levels feel built to test you in smart ways instead of cheap ones. On Switch, that combination makes it easy to remember. If you want a newer platformer with identity and a sense of mastery, Bowpath of the Teal Lotus is a pick right now. Nine Sols is probably the toughest game on this list to place in a simple box, because it blends precision platforming, Metroidvania structure, and parry-heavy combat so well. What I like most is that the movement and the fighting support each other. You are not just platforming between battles. The whole game is testing timing, control, and confidence in everything you do. Boss fights can be brutal, but that is exactly why clearing them feels so good. The same goes for the traversal challenges, which ask you to stay sharp and use your mobility properly. On Switch, it stands out as a more intense, skill-checking option for players who want real resistance. If you are into platformers that demand precision and pay you back with satisfaction, Nine Sols is one of the newer games to play right now. Mario vs. Donkey Kong is an easy game to underestimate because it looks simple at first and then quietly reminds you how satisfying clean puzzle platforming can be. I like that it is approachable. You can pick it up, understand the goal fast, and start having fun without any friction. But there is still enough going on with jumps, switches, enemy placement, and stage layouts to keep it engaging. The remake also helps a lot because it feels modern and smooth on Switch while keeping that quick pickup and play charm. It works great solo, and the co-op option makes it even easier to recommend. Not every must-play platformer needs to be intense or punishing. Sometimes you want something clever, polished, and fun. For that kind of mood, Mario vs. Donkey Kong is worth playing right now. Sonic X Shadow Generations is a great closer for this list because it covers two different kinds of speed platforming in one package. You get that classic side-scrolling Sonic feel, the faster modern stage design, and then a fresh Shadow campaign that adds its own flavor with new abilities and a bit more attitude. What I really like is how readable the levels feel once you start learning them. The better you understand the routes, the more satisfying the game becomes, and that replay value matters a lot in platformers built around momentum. On Switch, it is one of the easiest recent picks for players who love speed, branching paths, and chasing cleaner runs. Sonic games always live or die on feel, and this one feels good. It is worth playing right now for any Switch speed fan today. That is my list of 10 best new platformer Nintendo Switch games you must play right now. I tried to mix pure 2D challenge, speedy replay-heavy games, discovery-driven picks, and a couple of great 3D options, so no matter what kind of platforming you like, there should be something here for you. Let me know which one you are playing first, and also tell me if there is a newer Switch platformer you think deserves a spot in a future list. Thanks for watching, and I will see you in the next one.